I don't know about y'all, but when I was getting started with SMMA, everything was a breeze for me. I'm talking about researching my niche, setting up my softwares and systems, finishing the course. But the one thing that was holding my agency back was focus. I didn't have focus, unwavering focus, specifically staying focused on doing prospecting and outreach. Since I've struggled with this, I don't doubt that a lot of you guys have struggled with this as well. So here's my top tips for unwavering focus when doing prospecting and outreach. This is gonna be vital for the success of your agency. Now, this is literally what determines whether you win or you lose. There's nothing other than that, bro. It's just focus. The first thing that you need to do in order to control where your mind is at is you have to become conscious of what's distracting you. So observe your day-to-day. What are those things that's just constantly nagging at you and begging for your attention and pulling it this way, pulling it that way, instead of just sitting down, maintaining your mind on the task of the hour? You need to figure out what it is that's doing that on your day-to-day basis. Write that down and then consciously make an act towards eliminating that completely out of your life, right? For me, I know one of my main things was when I started to do outreach or when I had my time set aside to do prospecting. As you all know, I'm doing a YouTube channel and documenting the journey, and one of those main things was constantly refreshing the YouTube channel and the YouTube stats to see, man, am I growing on the YouTube? Are people liking the content? Am I helping somebody? And that was one of those main things that was taking my attention away from prospecting and outreaching. And so what I had to do was I had to not only from YouTube, because I got Brain FM, right? So Brain FM is one of those things where you play like brain waves and certain calming frequencies, and I like that type of thing. And so when my Brain FM trial expired, I wanted to listen to it on YouTube. And so having that tab open, bro, I'm just constantly tempted to go refresh and check my stats, see if I got new subscribers, new likes, new comments. So what I had to do was I had to make a tab group in Chrome and just put it in that tab group. And so I can't see the tab itself, so I'm not tempted to click on it and refresh. And that was one of the things that I had to be mindful of as well. And I had to tell myself, like, look, if you keep checking it, you're gonna see one subscriber at a time, versus would you rather just see one at a time and like watch the clock, or would you rather just come back and have 10, 20 new subscribers? You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to eliminate. And as well, for a lot of these sites, if you got a site that you want to use like YouTube and learn and use it for the educational side of things or research, when you are taking the time and time blocking your day to work on your business, you need to get a news feed blocker, bro. You need to get a news feed blocker. That's vital. So say on Facebook, that's one of your the ways you do outreach and prospecting. What it's gonna do is when you first go on, it's gonna put a quote and it's not gonna show any feed or any post on those websites, and so you're not tempted to click on that. It's literally just, you go on Chrome, you type in news feed blocker. That's literally all you need, and it's gonna help you tremendously stay in focus, okay? Now, another thing that was making me restless is every time I had to work, I was constantly coming into the same place. I was never actually getting an opportunity to work anywhere else. And so one of those things that's gonna help you and refresh your mind is adding a new element, which is the scenery. So sometimes I would go from working in here, I would just take my work outside and set up out there. And if I had a balcony or if I had a nice house coming soon, I would definitely work out on the balcony, bro, all the time with a beautiful view. But as for now, y'all need to just work in a different spot sometimes. Change it up, give your mind a new element instead of the same boredom and the same environment. Also, you know, liven up your environment, put some posters, put some images or something to look at, you know, instead of just a plain jail cell type area, you know, and this will keep your mind from drifting and getting bored. Now, one of the things that you can do after you've done everything else and you're still kind of frenzy and, you know, sporadic, is meditation, right? So meditation simply in the sense of putting on your frequencies or your brain waves that you like and just sitting there and observing your thoughts, bro. Like, what is it that's causing you to distract yourself? Like when you sit down, you're like, man, I just got some type of brain fog or something that's keeping me from working. When you sit there, you think about that, you'll learn that you're calm. You're gonna bring yourself to a more peaceful state to where you can just be like, look, I'm relaxed, I'm focused. Think about the fact that you are the only thing standing between your success. And so if you visualize on that actions, and then you can know where you're finna get to when you go ahead and put that work in, and you're gonna be like, man, I can't wait to get there. I need to stop standing in my own way. And so I need to calm my mind, I need to focus. And the faster I get that done, then the faster I'll be on the other side and closer to the life that I want. So use all of that to your advantage, bro. Use your mind to the advantage. I'm telling you guys, a lot of this stuff is just a mind game. It's a mental game. SMMA is hard because it's taxing on the mental. So you have to work your mind in order to be successful with business, period. Now, another thing you guys can do is realize that pain is only temporary. I know you're probably thinking, dude, what pain are you talking about, bro? We're in SMMA. We're not getting, whipped or beat up or anything like that. What I'm saying is the pain of outreach and prospecting when you first start. It's like you got a ramp. And I was having this conversation with my mentor from the agency navigator group that I was assigned. It's called a student success concierge, and they're assigned to a certain amount of people in the group, and they oversee them. They have monthly meetings with them, and they answer your questions. They give you some insight, some mentorship if you need that. And I was saying, it's like, I think a lot of what people struggle with is getting past that initial stage where it's very hard and you have to ramp up your outreach numbers, and you have to hit your daily goals. And then eventually, once you do that enough to acquire the amount of clients you need, then you can start outsourcing a lot of that stuff and sending it to VAs or sending it to contractors to make calls for you, to set appointments and stuff like that. But many of us are stuck in that initial stage of that pain. We're trying to limit the pain and trying to, ease off of it. But if you would just go through the fire and you would just step on them hot coals and burn your feet and run across, for lack of a better metaphor, then you will be to the other side. You will have your VAs, you will have everything. You never have to do that again. You will have your clients, bro, and you would know how to run a business to get that first client or to get any other client after you got that first one. And so it's just like, guys, you gotta push through. You gotta just be relentless through the first client, man. And then once you get those first couple, it's not gonna be a breeze per se, but it's gonna be way easier on your psyche and your skills and your business when you get that first one. So push through, guys. Another thing that I realized is you have to set yourself up the day before. Your day doesn't start today. Your day started yesterday. And what do I mean by this? So depending on what time you eat, it's gonna depend on what time you gotta let your food, how long you gotta let your food digest, and then that's gonna determine what time you can go to sleep. And then what time you go to sleep determines what time you can wake up. And then it also determines the quality of your sleep. So whether you start the day off bad or you start the day off good in the right mindset for energy, for your main job, and then for your agency. If you're trying to balance both, then you're gonna have all that set up in the right place to have the maximum capacity and focus because you set yourself up the night before. So think about how you want your days to be the day before, okay? And you got to start working towards that, because you got to realize that your previous day is only going to set you up for success or failure for the next day. And it always works like this. It never fails. Every day is truly a new day. So don't rely on the previous day. Don't be like, okay, I can slip up a little bit this day. I can slip up a little bit. Nah, forget that, bro. I'm telling you guys, we got to stick through the pain. Literally just have one day of rest and relaxation. And any other day, you're putting in some type of work, big or small, into your agency growth. Once you get past that phase, you'll have more time freedom per se. And now, and the last point that I'm gonna leave you guys with is develop consistency in other areas of your life. Now, this is gonna set you up drastically. And I keep saying this over and over again because I stick to it, and this is one of those things that do help me be consistent with my workouts, with my business, with YouTube, with everything else in my life, okay? And so one of that things that helped me develop my consistency, you gotta find your consistency builder, because I've learned that it doesn't work the same for everybody. But my consistency builder is daily exercise, right? And so it's a hygiene standard for me at this point. I don't even feel right if I don't work out every day, okay? If I skip a day, I'm like, man, I really want to get to it. And so doing that also, I got through the stages of the mental, fighting your mentality of not wanting to do it, but still pushing through regardless. And so when you do something like that every day, you build up over and over and over, and you teach your brain that despite the fact that you might not want to do something, you're still going to go through and do it regardless of how you feel about it, okay? If you know that it's good for you. And so you do something like that, how can it not translate into business, bro? Your results in your business is literally just a manifestation of you yourself as a person. So whenever you have a problem in your business, it's because you have a problem in your personal life, and it's just showing up in your business, right? So when you fix yourself, you fix your business. It's as simple as that, guys. I'm curious to know, what is one thing that's keeping you guys from being consistent with your outreach, with your prospecting, or with your business goals in general. Let me know so we can help each other fix this and win.